Welcome back, YouTube. We're playing more Phoenix Wright. It's our trial today, so I'm very excited. Everyone want to say hi, YouTube? Oh. Sesame's running. I have been perceived. Hi, YouTube. Not really, no. Okay, not today. No, okay. Screw you, YouTube. Let's play some more. We did our investigation yesterday, and then today is the trial for the investigation we did today, which is basically finding out that Adrian broke the vase. She broke the vase, and she's the one that put it back together. And we proved to her that she did it, even though she was like on lockdown, which is so annoying. I wish she would have just admitted it. And then we also proved that Larry was not working. Well, he was supposed to be working, but he stepped away from his office when the murder of the CEO occurred. So he wasn't actually there. So let's see how this goes. Probably not well. It's looking bad for our case right now. But I think we can pull it around, or turn it around. Hey, Nick. What is it this time? You won't believe how many people are here for the trial. Well, it is a murder case. He's running again. What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door. Next door? Why don't you know this, Nick? Oh, they're having Detective Atmey's trial today. Detective Atmey? They say they're going to try him as mask to mask. Already? That was fast. Boy, I'd love to see mask to mask trial. I know. What was that? What was that? By the way, where's Pearls? Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore. Thank God. I'm sorry, but if Pearls has a #1 hater, it's me. It's me. I know you don't like me. What the hell? Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh? Yeah, ever since that incident last year. Please don't ignore me. Oh! Oh, it's Ron. Please don't ignore me. Oh, Mr. DeLite, good morning. No one likes me. No one would notice me even if I killed someone. This was me before I went on antidepressants. Come on, don't be silly. Wait a sec. You don't mean you're the murderer? No, I'm just a poor thief. No, wait, that's not right. A thief can't really be poor. My inner monologue had gotten into the game. I don't like you. Now let's see. According to Mr. DeLite, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. We learned that too. That he only did the first heist, but the first heist was a flop and he got found out, so he was blackmailed to do all the others and told what to do. What is he wearing? The mask to mask costume. Where have you been? Where have you been? Keep up with all the 4-hour VODs. Keep up with the 3 4-hour VODs I post every week. Plans that someone had been sending to him to help him commit the heist. Do you really think there's a connection between the thief and the murder, Nick? It's possible, but today's trial is a race against the clock. Huh? How come? Let's just take our time like always. I'm afraid that's not an option. Yeah, I gotta get it together. You're telling me that chat room's full-time job isn't watching my VODs? You're telling me you guys have stuff outside of my streams? I still haven't watched the Dragon Age VOD. I don't blame you, dude. The last Dragon Age stream I did was like 9 hours. Y'all are employed? Y'all are getting paid? Y'all get paid for this? Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron DeLite. The defense is ready, Your Honor. You're ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the weak. Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Godot. Ugh, he's got the judge in the palm of his hand, yet again. When is Phoenix gonna have the judge by the palm of his hand? He's been doing this for years. Order, urethra, order. Order, erection, order. Ron DeLite is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all. I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Godot. Ha! You need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war, but that is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording. That's all my statement means. You understand now, right? Yes, well then, let me briefly summarize the details of this case. Wow, the judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change. The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. KB and KB Security stands for Kane Bullard. Oh, it's all starting to connect now. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 a.m. of the previous day. And that's when our lost little kitten dropped the ball. That little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant. Very well then, Mr. Godot. Please call your first witness. I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. The judge is like, please call your first witness. And he's like, I was born on a cloudy Tuesday. My dad didn't want me. Like, what are we doing here? But the first one is always the best. Mr. Godot, your witness? Okay then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron DeLite, has to say for himself. The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? Maybe a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. DeLite to testify. Huh. You've got guts, Trite. He's on another planet. Godot is not on Earth. Or even in Japanifornia. He's somewhere in the galaxy. And you incriminated yourself a lot, you dingus. Hi, Lemon. All right then, Mr. Ron DeLite, please take the stand. He already was, I think. You did it, didn't you? What? Yes. No. That's not true. What the fuck is going on? For a moment there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever. Well, Mr. DeLite already looks plenty guilty with that face he's making. And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin. Huh, very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security? Well, it's kind of hard to say. Boy, I wish I could go home. Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened. That evening, around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. 1 a.m., the exact time the murder took place. The weak get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. Huh. It's bitter today, too. Just like my destiny. What's going on here? What are we doing? He's like the same to me as Solus from Dragon Age, where everyone's thirsting over him, and I'm like, I don't get it. I've been through too much therapy. I don't get it. You never know that from the way he's chugging it down. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you please. I think usually the first one is just pressing a lot, isn't it? I don't get it either. I don't get it. Although I'm going through all the Dragon Age games. I'm on Inquisition. I am romancing Solus in Inquisition because I want to see the extra content that you get in Veilguard. I'm doing it for content purposes. And I'm not gonna lie. His romance scenes in Inquisition are really good. So, but that's before I'm putting myself in the shoes of someone who doesn't know yet. You know? I was in another stream that was talking about how Jaal's romance scene in Andromeda was originally supposed to be for Solus. Was that Bree's stream? Was that Bree's? She was just telling me that the other day, that Jaal's romance scene in Andromeda was supposed to be for Solus. I need to play every BioWare game ever. That evening around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office. You're absolutely sure about that? Yes, that's what my watch said when I was entering the CEO's office. No, actually, I'm not really sure. My watch was slow, and my internal clock was also a bit... 1 a.m., that's the exact time of the victim. Too late for a coffee date, that's for sure. He just said he wasn't sure. Blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. It ordered you there? It was the first time I'd gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere. Does that mean you've gotten other blackmail letters then? Oh, of course. They'd say things like, steal this, or take that. Why don't you save those for later, Mr. DeLite? Please don't say anything else. Here we go again. No, Michael Brown. Oh, interesting. Yes, I'm gonna play the Trespasser DLC too. I tried to play it last year when I played Inquisition again, but it was too hard and I couldn't beat it. I was dying a lot, so I gave up. Yeah. So what did the blackmail letter in question say? It's to bring $50,000. Money, eh? Perfect motive for committing murder. Who just has 50K lying around? Is that normal in Japanifornia? Everyone has just like a bunch of money lying around? Oh, but wait. I never intended to pay that money anyway. Makes sense. Oh, is that right? After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of. An important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony. Yes, sir. Huh. A muddy mud skipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do. What, you don't? Me, obviously. Me, obviously, is such a good chat response. The blackmail threat didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything. Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway? The blackmail letter said if you don't want your identity revealed, correct? I'm sure it was referring to the whole mask thing. But I wasn't worried. Mr. Bullard didn't have anything on me. He didn't? Anyway, I don't care what anyone says about me. Just as long as he believes in me. He went to the same, oh my God, what is it called? The Tom Holland University of Loving Your Girlfriend. He attended the Tom Holland University of Loving Your Girlfriend and graduated with honors. So that's why Miss DeLite didn't believe he was mask to mask. That's why I knew they were just hollow threats. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago. You used to be a security chief for KB Security, right? Yes, that's right. A security chief? You? And yet, a year ago, you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge? A perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject. What did you do after being fired from KB Security? I spent a lot of time looking for work. But then I decided I wanted to start something myself. Not good. This is going from bad to worse. So I started looking at books, TV, and movies, learning all I could about masked men. Masked men? Hi, Holly. How are you? I made him a little piss baby. I love giving them voices that match their personalities. He's like constantly so like on the brink of tears that I had to give him that kind of voice. Dude, Holly spoiled me for my birthday. She got me so much stuff from ColourPop. I got spoiled. Nice N7 sweater, thank you. I love this sweater. Hi, Mariah, thank you for the 22 months. Thank you so much. So you wanted to try drawing a comic, right? About masked men. No, that's not right. I wanted to be... Your Honor, let's move on, shall we? But you asked the question. You're being quite odd today, Mr. Wright. Way to bring the spinning buzzsaw one notch closer to your own neck, Ace Attorney. There wasn't much to his testimony, was there? Sounds like he's avoiding something. At least that's what it sounds like to me. Got a bad feeling about this. If we don't find a way to make him spill the beans, we'll never get closer to the truth. So it's just on why he got fired, right? Why were you fired? Mr. DeLite, please tell us why you were fired from your job. Well, the world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that. Okay, then I take it back. Defendant, please answer the question. I needed money. You needed money? Well, you see, Jessie loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby. And I love her for that. Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick? My salary wasn't nearly enough, so I stole data from the company. Oh my god. Come again? KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies. And since I was a security team chief... You stole some data and sold it. Mr. Bullard found out and I was fired immediately. What? I wish I'd never asked that. I was somehow able to keep it a secret and made it seem like I had quit on my own. What is it, Nick? You don't look so good. Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. You do well to remember that. He sure told you. So you admit that you stole data from your company, is that correct? Yes, I'm sorry. Google said write that down. This is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony. Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse. Crashed and blew up. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster. It's a bit dramatic. He fired me for selling company secrets, but Dusty doesn't know about that. Why would you do something like that? Well, for Dusty's hobby. What else? Wasting money, huh? It's not a waste. So Miss DeLite doesn't know that her husband was fired, does she? Isn't she like here? Isn't she like in the courtroom listening to all this? So it would seem. I'm not sure what to think about couples who keep secrets like that from each other. Can't believe it. This case has gotten even Maya to think seriously about couples. Please try to stay focused, Mr. Wright. Wasn't much to his testimony, was there? Sounds like he's avoiding something. At least that's what it sounds like to me. I've pressed everything. What if I pressed that one statement? One of the options was say nothing. So I wonder what happens if I say nothing. This one? Oh no, it's gone already. Desi doesn't know about that. Are we sure? Ron's testimony from Damas' second heist on he was stealing as directed by blackmail letters. Oh, my health is low too. If I'm wrong too much, I die. If I say something wrong and someone proves me wrong, then I explode. Can I present Desi's profile? How would she not know if they're married? Hates criminals and cowards more than anything. Oh. I feel like it's this one. Because this one has like a really clear... I don't know. Let me go to the beginning. 1 a.m. I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. Blackmail letter, I got it. Ordered me to go there. Blackmail threat didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. Fired me for selling company secrets, but Desi doesn't know about that. This is the only one I feel like I could prove wrong, but I don't know how. He fired me for selling company secrets, but Desi doesn't know. Then how is he getting the blackmail letters? Ugh. No. I don't even know if this is the right thing to show. If you're wrong too many times, the judge shoots you with a gun. If you make too many wrong answers, Oldback jumps into the courtroom and is like, da 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 da. Fired me for selling company secrets. Jesse doesn't know about that. What did I... He was stealing as directed. I don't know. Could I use the office key card and be like, why is your key card still working if you were fired? No. I've pressed everything. I wonder if I have to press something else again. Because sometimes when I learn new information, I have to go back and press stuff again. What were you being blackmailed about? The blackmail letter said if you don't want your identity revealed. Mask to mask. I'm afraid that reason isn't going to hold up anymore. Got it. I got it. What do you mean? The victim had no proof the defendant was mask to mask. But you were the one who stole company secrets only 1 year earlier. But that was all over once I was fired. But it's true that the fact I stole secrets was kept under wraps. Even so, there was no reason for me to pay up now, a whole year later. Is that really true? What is it, Nick? The fact that Ron was stealing company data. I wonder if he would have had a problem if that ever became public knowledge. Well, yeah, he wouldn't get a job anywhere. Mr. DeLite, I believe you would have been in considerable trouble if your identity as a company data thief was made public. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to do by bullying your own client? I'm trying to toughen him up a little bit. God. He needs some roughing up. Irk. Huh. Men are like colonies of bacteria. The more heat you apply, the faster they grow. Godot is such a weird man. That's exactly right. Well then, feel free to keep up the heat, my little lawyer amigo. Little lawyer amigo? Bro, what? Yes, now come on, provide some evidence to back up your assertion. Why would Mr. DeLite want to keep his data stealing secret from going public? Well, Desi would find out. And literally the only thing he cares about is Desi. He literally only cares about her. And she hates criminals and cowards! We're so back. We're so back, chat. Yesterday was a rough day, not today. We're so back. Mr. DeLite, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday. Huh? What doesn't? I think you must have been scared, very scared, of having a certain person find out your secret. Gulp. Not Ron being like, gulp. A certain person. Miss Desiree DeLite, the defendant's wife. But I listen to me, my Desi, she's... Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Oh, Godot. Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault. What do you mean? Mr. DeLite stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about. Oh. No, everything's falling neatly into place for him. Don't talk about my Desi like that. Are you be sorry? Are you be sorry? Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far. What do you think, Nick? I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes. Clearly, there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife, and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much. The motive is clear. Let's move on. Ugh. What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. DeLite? Come now, tell us. We're all ears. Arrivederci. Oh, bye, Iron. Have a good day. Or evening. At the CEO's office. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. Wearing what? When I came to, Mr. Bullet was lying there dead. What was he wearing? I guess I can just go back and read it again. I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that mask to mask struck him on the head from behind. Of course, since Atmey turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie. Huh. No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that. What are you saying? I really wasn't dead. If you got hit when you have a big bump. One time when I was getting a tattoo when I was 18, I fainted, and on the way down, I hit my head on a counter, and for the next week, I had a huge bump on my head. It was really embarrassing. We'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination. Got that, Mr. Trite? Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend. You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Godot. I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it. Well, he's hiding it under that huge hair. It does look very voluminous, doesn't it? He's for sure got a Dyson Airwrap. There was a suspicious shadow. Suddenly I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that. Wearing what? That? Could you please clarify what you're referring to? Why, my mask to mask costume, of course. Wait just a moment. Mask to mask? Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as mask to mask. And then I descended upon the office of the CEO of KB Security. What? Nick, did you know about this? He never told me this. I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either. Even I didn't know that. Seems our little friend really loves to keep secrets. I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait, that's not right. You know how sometimes things just slip your mind? My 6th cup of coffee is staring up at me coldly. This guy's gonna go into cardiac arrest. That's why he needed the money for the Dyson Airwrap. And he's like, I'd do it again. It was worth it. At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. Witness, please correct your testimony. I'd have been killed if I hadn't been wearing my Master Mask costume. Why were you dressed up as Master Mask? Why, because I'm Master Mask, of course. What are you talking about? Master Mask's trial is being held next door. Yes, I guess so. Anyway, at that time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the Master Mask issue. So I thought I should go as him just to be safe. Oh boy. Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it took a lot longer than I'd expected. Took a lot longer? What's he talking about? What do you mean by took a lot longer? Oh, opening the safe, of course. What the Oh, opening the safe because he was putting the body inside. Oh, Bubby. Oh, Bubby. My cape got caught on the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullard's body. What was that? Back up a second. This music. I'm screwed. Yes? You were the one that hid the body in the safe? Well, yeah. Inconceivable. Yeah, Ron's doing a great job at making sure he goes to prison. Why? Just why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking? Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine? What? The answer is simple. When they take them off. As usual, I have no idea what you're saying. I love how every time he has something to say, they play like the most coffee jazz music ever. Do you mean that Mr. DeLite hid the body because he's the murderer? So you're not as stupid as you look. His metaphor this time was really obscure. Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you? Well, yes. Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Witness, make sure you add this to the testimony. Yes, sir. Uh-oh, looks like a storm front is moving in over the fair weather judge. Their sayings in this game are so strange. I panicked and hid the body in the safe. It took about 10 minutes. But the buzzer was sounded at 1:02 a.m. Why did you hide the body in the safe anyway? Well, because it wouldn't fit in a drawer. First of all, dumbest response of all time. But second of all, I love how he keeps calling the CEO's body it. Like, he's not a human being, he's just it. It's not exactly what I meant. When I saw that corpse, I kind of lost it. I thought, if they find this corpse, they'll think I did it. I think you had a simpler reason than that. It's because you killed him. That's why you spent 10 minutes hiding the body. It certainly makes more sense. Ugh. Hold on, 10 minutes? What is it, Nick? I just had a thought. Under those circumstances, would you normally try to hide the body? And spend 10 whole minutes to do it? Under those circumstances? What circumstances? Oh! Hey, Nick, if you think his behavior was so strange, why don't you present some evidence? I want to, Maya. That's it, I'll take a look at the court record and present some evidence. I know, I'm working on it. I'm gonna present the button. Cause it sounds such a loud alarm. Surely he wouldn't be hiding a body for 10 minutes if the alarm was going off. I'm gonna save again though, because I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die from wrong. Oh, would it, maybe I do the buzzer record. I should do the buzzer record. Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record? And what might this be? The record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m. What? If Mr. Ron DeLite truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way. Objection. Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building. He used to work there. Sesame is running a marathon right now. He used to work there. Of course he would know. Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as a chief of security. Dude, I'm zoned in on this case. It's not even funny. There's no way he wouldn't have known about them. But as it turns out, the guard never came. That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser. Aren't they friends? Aren't they friends? Who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend. He's on top of the door. Oh, okay. Okay. And wasn't anywhere in the vicinity was not something Mr. DeLite could have known. Again, remember who we're dealing with here. It's a sure bet that Mr. DeLite didn't even notice the buzzer going off. In no world would you not notice it. Your Honor, the guard was a cuck. You need to chill out, dude. Oh my god. Oh, Crunchy! Speaking of cats freaking out, I totally forgot to tell you I got the cat treats today. Thank you so much. This buzzer is extremely loud. There's no way he could have ignored something like that. If he had been conscious, that is. Conscious? What do you mean by that? Fine. Let's hear your theory. Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. DeLite said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes. Unconscious? So he fainted? That's why Mr. DeLite didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body. So what are you trying to say? Mr. DeLite was knocked out and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right. Whoever it was, they knocked out Ron DeLite and then pressed the buzzer. Order in the court. Mr. Wright, this is preposterous. It was the kid. Ron DeLite is the one who killed Kane Bullard. I love when it goes fast music. Then who pressed the buzzer? It was the victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button. So Kane Bullard sounded the buzzer himself. What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright? Don't I have his autopsy report? I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene, but how? Can I prove that it wasn't Kane Bullard who sounded the buzzer? I'm pretty sure, but I gotta be careful. I'm on thin ice right now. The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer. Well, it could be that there were no fingerprints on it, and it could be cerebral hemorrhaging from blunt trauma to the head. There also wasn't fingerprints on it. So it could be that too. And also the autopsy report doesn't say he died right away, so... I'm gonna try the autopsy report first. Well, what do you think, Mr. Godot? I can hear it, the sound of a buzzer. Huh? It's going off inside your head at this very moment. The emergency buzzer of your... Oh, was it wrong? Is it really? Maybe just a little. Mr. Wright, you need to think more I don't have time to waste. Okay, let's try no fingerprints. Second try is not bad. Second try is not bad. I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for. The emergency buzzer? Is there some kind of clue on it? Absolutely not. Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth. The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue. Now I'm the one who's clueless. This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullard had really pressed it himself, naturally he would have left his fingerprints behind. Love a spit take. That's so fun. Ron DeLite obviously wiped them off. Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment. He touched that button, I know he did. The defendant, Mr. DeLite, was dressed as Mask to Mask. And Mask to Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly have had to wipe the button free of fingerprints? He touched the butt. Now, Judge? You mean just now and not the entire series? Literally, Akoto. It would seem. I've been forced to eat crow. I wonder what blend number crow-flavored coffee is. However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer? Well, if they killed him first, and then Mask to Mask walks in, they bonk him and knock him out, and then he hits the buzzer, then it looks like they got into a fight and Mask to Mask killed him. Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger? What's with the awkward silence all of a sudden? Huh, looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks. They're onto you, Nick. Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard around 1 a.m. And Mr. DeLite just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right? The killer clobbered Mr. DeLite and then sounded the buzzer. Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed. Security was supposed to respond. Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say. It was to frame him. Very well, then. You've got some guts. I like that in an opponent. You like me? We should get dinner. Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer? To call the security guard. Duh. The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted. Do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose? Yes. Although, as it turned out, he never showed up. Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time. He was what? He was getting his... They were doing what to his what? He was what? They were doing what? Yep, clock. Oh, what a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in? No, I'm not. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, who was already dead. The defendant, Ron DeLite, who was out cold. And the third person, the real killer. I love when they do this, like, who's that Pokemon type of thing? And it's like, gee, I wonder who that shadow could be. I think it's Pikachu. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Who could it possibly be? And the third person, the real killer. Hypothetically, yes. Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Ron DeLite.
any security guards came running in at that time, they would think that I was the murderer.
You can just say I'm one step ahead. You can just say I'm one step ahead, chat. Your voice for Ron fits him perfectly. Thank you. I've really like honed my craft of voice acting. And I had to literally be like, what do I sound like when I'm on the brink of tears? And then I just do that voice. Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Ron DeLite for the murder. She's going for the Emmy. I want that Oscar. Order. It would seem... How is he not dead yet? I've been made to eat my words once again. I have to sneeze. Excuse me. Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee.
Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Oh, wait. Wait a second. I'm the one and only Master Mask.
Heck, you mean the real killer is... We're gonna drag that person in here right now. But who is it? I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. Think about the silhouette they've been showing us this whole time. The killer knew Mr. DeLite's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard. Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Ron DeLite for the murder? Okay, I can't save. I don't think it's my allergies. I think it's because I just recently started using my heater again. And usually throughout the year, when it's hot and I don't use my heater, it gathers dust. And then when I start using my heater again and it turns on, it like burns the dust. So I think that's what it is, but I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's all just allergies anyway. Has acknowledged that he is in fact Master Mask. Okay. He's coffee kinetic. Detective Luke Atmey. He's the only one who could have done it. He's detective.
Luke Atmey?
You mean Master Mask did it? Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Master Mask at all. Imagine being on 2 trials at the exact same time. He is in actuality the true murderer of Kane Bullard. Order. Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime? They're not even close. Murder is the more serious crime, of course. The judge always talks like he's watching an episode of Dora the Explorer. It's murder! Murder is the worst crime. The murderer is right behind you. It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment. Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Luke Atmey confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom. Of course, a famous detective was unmasked as, well, Master Mask. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along. To be found guilty. Master Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Master Mask was Luke Atmey's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi. A guilty verdict as an alibi? Yeah, so he gets less time in prison. But he didn't get away with it. You know, it's almost time. For what? He's like, my 16th cup of coffee. For Luke Atmey's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial after all. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course. That's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder. Erection! It gets me every time, dude. It's funny every time. Erection. Mr. Luke Atmey's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. DeLite would be left with no grounds for appeal. Am I really sure about this? I have a loose hair sitting on my face and it's like tickling me a little bit. I bet's only good when your life's the ante.
Mr. Wright, I believe in you.
Mr. DeLite?
So please, I'm begging you.
So then who was the one stealing the urn? It had to be Desi, surely. It had to be. Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Okay, listen. I consider myself... It was Pearl. It was... Chat's like, open your eyes, Avery. It was Pearl. Listen. I consider myself to be a feminist, right? On that note, I think it would be so funny if every time Phoenix got a flash of Mia, it was just her boobs. Like, it's her whole portrait, but it's like her face is like blurred out, like it's out of focus, and then her boobs are like crystal clear. And he's like, what would Mia's boobs say? What would Law and Order say? Phoenix. What was that? Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust. 4K boobs. That voice. It sounds like Mia. Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess. So that's your answer, huh? Very well. I've decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke Atmey to the stand. Yes, Your Honor. It's getting juicy. It's getting juicy in here. Oh, not this guy. What's the voice I gave him? It's been like 2 months since I've played, so I don't remember. I think it was kind of like a congested, kind of nerdy voice. Winton. Winton. This is like those the TikTok. Have you seen those TikTok comments where Trump supporters just go tump? Tump. Okay, what voice? I feel like I have to feel it out. Well, Sir Detective Atmey. Well, Sir Detective Atmey. Oh, this is hard. Your Honor, I suggest we take this case. That is a bit alert, but I can't remember how many bits. I did make it a bit alert. I think it's 1992, so 1992, because that's his birth year. Tump. Tump. Yes, yeah. Your Honor. We're taking it to CVS. They can develop photos under 1 hour. Same day photo printing. Same day photo printing. You can't see it, but I photoshopped. Here, I'll make them bigger for next time. I photoshopped an image of Edgeworth at a CVS photo printing site. I photoshopped it for that alone. Okay, sorry. Thank you, Crunchy. That's very kind. Thank you very much. Well, Sir Detective Atmey. What voice did I give him? I don't remember. I don't remember what voice I gave him. Should we go back in the VOD and see? littlesiha, Phoenix, Wright. How do I mute the music? Oops. There we go. Okay. Phoenix, Wright. I'm so excited. What voice did I give you? YouTube, welcome back for more Phoenix, Wright. Hold on, let me skip. Was it at the end? I'm looking. Oh. He's so dramatic. Wait a moment, Your Honor. There's no need for that. Wait a moment, Your Honor. Okay. I got it. I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly. Oh no, Sir Detective Atmey. You were the one who... Who the fuck is this? Who the hell are you? That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. This court finds the defendant, Luke Atmey. Objection! Erection! Wait! Don't hand down your verdict yet, please. Well, Sir Lawyer. Welcome to my courtroom. Who's this hoser, eh? Is he supposed to be Canadian? Canadians in the chat, can you verify? Do you speak like this, yes or no? Who's this hoser, eh? He's Canadian? Who's this hoser, eh? My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law, and I wish to file an accusation against this man, Luke Atmey. Accusation? You accuse Master Mask? That man is not Master Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer. What? What, eh? It's Udgy's Canadian younger brother. I don't know, I'm French Canadian. So I speak French, not English. Okay. Oh my God, this case is getting so good. We'll keep going. It seems like this case is gonna be kind of long, but I have to pee, so I am gonna take a little stretchy break. You guys should get up and get some snacks as well. I know it's getting spicy. It's getting spicy. Oh my God. Okay, we're back to it. I've refilled my tea. I have more tea and honey. I went to the bathroom. I'm ready to win this trial. But I am going to save first because I don't know how it's going to go. Yeah, I agree. I'm eating spicy noodles and dying. How are you? Oh, that sounds good, dude. I think I'm going to make some udon soup when I'm done with stream. Udon soup sounds really nice. My sis? I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice. Why is he acting like this is new? This has been happening to him since the first game, where Mia just shows up and is like, don't give up. And then she squishes her boobs together. She's been doing this for the whole trilogy. Why is he just now being like, Mia was talking to me? Yeah, it's the first time in this game, but there are 2 other games that happened before this game where like this was happening. Oh yeah, udon broth is amazing. I just do a little bit of, I think it's like rice vinegar or rice wine or something. Rice wine and then the dashi, and then I put a little sashimi in it, and then I do the udon, and then I cut up some spring onion. It's so good. Maybe it's weird because Mia didn't just take over. Oh, he just talked to her instead of taking over. I just inhaled onto the back of my throat. I'm not laughing. It's not funny. I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice. So then she's still alive inside your heart. Aww. Oh, Desiree's here? Nikki boy. Oh, Miss DeLite. Is it true that Detective is the real killer? To be honest, we don't have any definite proof. But he's the only one who could have done it. But wasn't he at Lordly Taylor that night? No, you were, bitch. She didn't do anything wrong. I'm just like, you're a bitch. Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Atmey want to kill Kane Bullard? Oops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. As soon as anyone asks Phoenix to think, he's like, oh, look at the time. Oh, look at the time. I gotta go. I need to find some solid proof. And it's gotta happen sooner rather than later.
October 14th, 12:21 p.m.
I love laughing at my own jokes. Y'all ever laugh at your own jokes? I love it. Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Luke Atmey, please take the stand. Well, well. How do you do, sir lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly. Couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Master Mask. I'm sorry. I'm afraid even the great Luke Atmey has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here. I keep going between, like, British and, like, transatlantic. I can't seem to decide. I can't seem to pick. You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Master Mask. Indeed, it's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkled upon my divine finger, for example. How can you perform an accent that's not real? I heard it in fairy tale books. So you continue to insist that you are in fact Master Mask. Of course. Very well then, Luke Atmey. Let us begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullard was murdered. Where were you at that time? One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry. I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge. Thanks. I guess. He can't be Master Mask because of that big-ass nose. It's because of honker. He can't fit it in the mask. All right, Mr. Atmey. The night of the murder. Speak. If Godot told me to speak, you know what? On second thought, I shouldn't say anything. We're all ears. As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. Don't worry about it. I'm back. Sorry, tech issues. We're tech issuing. No, that sucks. I'm sorry. I was stealing the urn as Master Mask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Master Mask was the same time as the murder. It seems the main point of discussion will be the photo of the crime scene. Everything else up until now was all part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well. Even the great Master Mask cannot be two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive. Unfortunately, Miss... Why are you guys tussling? The girls are fighting at the gig. The girls are fighting. Okay. It's like he knows when he's on camera. The girls are fighting at the gig. Again, Twitch tells me I'm not invited to the stream. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm putting 10 bucks on Sesame. Sesame? Okay. Say goodbye to your $10. I don't know, man. I don't get them. Unfortunately, Mr. Atmey, we still have to do your cross-examination. A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool. I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick. The only thing that's full of it is his alibi. Can I please present his nose as proof that he wouldn't fit in the mask? I was stealing the urn as mask to mask just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured mask to mask was the same time as the murder. The only thing I can think of is the brooch, but we already brought that up in a previous case, so it can't be that. He doesn't look like he's wearing gloves. Could it be the fact that he's not wearing gloves? Let's just press for now. We already broached that topic. So this photograph is the proof, correct? Indeed it is. And the man in the photo is certainly wearing a mask. That is why I'm called Mask to Mask. But conveniently, that also means that there is no way to tell who this really is. What do you mean? Oh my god. I have to explain a mask to the judge? Objection. Are you saying that this is not in fact Luke Atmey? That it could be an accomplice dressed up as mask to create an alibi? Oh, what an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke, had an accomplice? Oh. It'd be so cunty if it was the CEO. Pearl! It was Pearl. I think it'd be so cunty if it was the CEO. Because he had the knowledge of why he was fired, so they could have worked together, but then he turned on the CEO. No, not yet. Let me press all his statements and we'll figure it out. If Luke Atmey was at KB Security during the murder, then the mask to mask in this picture has to be a fake. Oh, that's right. Duh. Then there really was an accomplice. But right now I have no idea who it was. I don't have any idea right now either. Desiree. Name him as his own accomplice, see what happens. Baseless objections are just what that guy wants. There's gotta be another way, and I'm gonna find it. Had more than enough time to prepare. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point. That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right? Indeed. There was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target. I see. You truly are evil, aren't you? Yes, evil is what I am. Hey, Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Detective Atmey was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. You know, that's true. It is kind of odd. Wasn't there also a security guard watching it? Or I don't know. I'm confused on what that's supposed to prove. Photograph contains some words. So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here. Is that correct? Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime. The very thing that proves you committed the crime. When you think about it, it's really odd. You say that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose. Objection! He was simply caught by the camera that he'd set up. We all have days like that. Indeed. Turned out that there was no such thing as the perfect crime after all. Life is truly an ironic thing. A sad blue melody. Looks like I'd better gather more information for now. If he's truly the killer, there's gotta be something phony in that photo. Same time as the murder. About the camera that took this photograph. Oh, come now. It's all too clear what you're thinking. Huh? You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you? I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lordly Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lordly Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered. I see. Looks like I'd better find something else that could be suspicious. So this alibi is false? Has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security. But I'm not really spotting anything unusual. There are two possibilities. Either the mask-to-mask in the photo is a fake, or the photo itself is. What else do I have from that? Thingy. Sent before a heist, the emblem is top secret. Car's camera went off once around 1 a.m. on the night of the crime. Damas knocked Atmey out during the crime with a blow to the back of the head. Yeah, what happened with this? What other proof would you need than the attorney's badge? There's a lot of focus on the paint, so I don't know. But they said they moved the statue that night, so maybe not. Oh. Could the accomplice be Larry? I'm gonna try to name an accomplice. Because that's kind of all I got right now, I think. What did he say here again? I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. Pick yourself! I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point. That's right, that was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right? Indeed, there was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target. Detective Atmey was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? Aaron was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it. He'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. You know, it's true. It's kind of odd. I'm gonna try to name an accomplice. It's the badge! The badge did it!
Objection!
Oh, what if the accomplice is Adrian? Because Adrian would have been able to, like, let him in and stuff. Oh. An accomplice, what an interesting idea. Are you saying that I had an accomplice? Yeah, sure, why not? Look at me was at KB Security during the murder. Then the mask-to-mask in this picture has to be a fake. Exactly, you had an accomplice. Now remember, you've said that, Mr. Trite, because there's no going back. If you're making baseless claims, I'll treat you to a penalty myself. That penalty is probably boiling hot, too. So who is it, Mr. Trite? Who is the accomplice? Okay, so... he doesn't have an alibi because he wasn't working. So then I feel like then it would have to be Adrian. It's either Adrian or Larry. I think it's Adrian. I think it's Adrian. Never mind. Well, the only reason I thought it was, or Desiree, that's true. It could be Desiree. That'd be fucking crazy if it was Desiree. I guess it would make sense why she's all like, I hate crime. Because she doesn't want it to look like her. Hold on, I'm going back. I'm going back. It definitely could have been Desiree. The mouth looks like Larry's, though. That's the thing. So I'm like, but also, is he smart enough to do this? She's too hot to be a criminal. Her being hot is exactly why she is the criminal. You know what? I've been saying it was Desiree the whole time, so let's say Desiree. Sorry, I'm gonna save here so I don't have to go through all that. Let's say Desiree, because I have been saying I think it was her the whole time. So we'll see if it is. I think that'd be fun. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Because I was saying her mouth also looks like it could be. I'm trying to look at the lips of the mask to mask guy. It could be her too. Okay. I'm gonna say Larry, and if it's not Larry, then I don't think I have enough information yet. Okay. I don't think I have enough information yet. Give it up. Mask to mask in this picture has to be a fake. It really was an accomplice. I don't know who it was. I don't have any idea right now either. Baseless projections are just what this guy wants. There's got to be another way, and I'm going to find it. So it has to be this one. So he said he started working security 20 days ago and then sent the calling card 10 days in, and he said, I could do both jobs, but then Maya was like, it would ruin his ace detective reputation. So what could I present here that would be like showing him as like a dork? I haven't used this yet. Let's try the newspaper. Oh. Never mind. I'm stuck! Present as internet search history. I'm kind of stuck. Would his accomplice technically be Ron? I'm gonna try Ron. I just want to see what happens. I got so cocky, being like, this is easy. This is so easy. She just lowered the stove fire. She'll resume cooking in a second. Wait, what? Wait, you guys are hungry? I don't know how to cook though. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. But what about it being broken? Why would he want to steal it if it was broken? Internal discussion, you figure it out. Is a pathetically easy job. Can I use the sword to be like, what do you mean easy? You got hit. Oh my god, dude. I'm gonna die from wrong. I know. Oh wait, no, I didn't mean to name an accomplice. Well, let's pick someone, why not? I'm already here, we might as well. It was Pearl. It was Pearl. What would ruin his reputation? It's a pathetically easy job. Sealing the urn as Master just announced it would. More than enough time. Photograph contains no words, but in this case turns out to be my witness. Time at which the camera captured Master was the same time as the murder. So this is, where are we? We're like part 4-2 or something? Something like that? I can't remember. What test? Oh yeah, this is his alibi. This is him trying to tell everyone he's Master Mask. Time at which the camera captured Master Mask was the same time as the murder. Oh, but there's no paint stains on the photo. What about the paint stains? Oh my god. This is what happens when you get too cocky. You're like, guys, I'm first trying everything, and then you forget everything. I don't really know. I don't really get what they're hinting at by being like, it would ruin his reputation. Can I just present the photo? Dude, okay. Can someone nudge me in the right direction? Just a little nudge. I just need just a tiny little push. Cause I'm really stuck, I don't know. I thought I had it all figured out. Man, I don't know. You were right following the path of the path of the paint. Okay. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. Photograph contains no words, but in this case, it turns out to be my witness. Time at which the camera captured was the same time as the murder. So can I present it here? Or do I present the photo? To be like, there's something wrong with it. Bro, this is the worst part when I'm like, I like have an idea of what I need to do, but I don't know where to present it. Pressing again? I guess I could, but I pressed everything already, so. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point. That's right, that was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. You sent the calling card 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent the card out after you began your security watch. Indeed, there was no reason why I couldn't do both at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target. I see, you truly are evil. Yes. Isn't there something odd about this? Detective Atmey was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. If it's true, it is kind of odd. So by photographing me in this piece of evidence, that's it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime. The very thing proves I committed the crime. Surely even you understand by now. There's the provided the camera. There's no way I could have tampered with it. That means I could not have killed Kane Bullard unless I had an accomplice. Come on, think long and hard about that night. The basement warehouse and this picture supposedly captures it. It's gotta be here. Oh, I did have to press again. Ah! Dude, didn't I press everything? Or maybe I didn't, and I'm misremembering. Yes, there's no paint on the box. Are you implying that this picture's a fake? You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night before the theft took place, and there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night. Oh, is it the statue? Or is it the paint? Very well then, let's hear what you have to say. Okay, I'm gonna try the paint first, because that's what I think it is.
Take that!
Why are you guys tussling? Perhaps this is the area in question. I'm wrong. It's the statue. Could you be any more vague? Today's job has a little extra kick to it. Seems that the funny part lies in the area of the defense. I just want y'all to know they were fast asleep, and then during the break, I gave them some of the treats that Crunchy sent me, and now they're wide awake again. Okay. Let's try this again. Can you hear them running? Or do you only hear the game? What'd you put in the tray? Dude, okay. So the cats are very picky when it comes to food, but they love dried salmon bits. If it's like chunks of dried salmon, they go insane. I just hear banging. Yep, that's them. Make them run again. I wasn't listening. Oh, I don't have to make them. They will. Okay, so then it'd be the statue. Where would I point though? Like here?
Take that!
The funny part is right here. Why, this is a blood stain. No. What brand? Oh, I don't know. I just Googled them and put them on my wish list. I don't remember. Ah, blood. Now this case is getting interesting. Not exactly. This stain is actually pink paint. Oh, just paint. And peach colored at that. From blood to peaches, the judge sure loves going on his wild tangents. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse, it turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen. Well, Mr. Wright, what is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains? The statue! The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. 5 gajillionth try! I myself was there the night the theft took place and saw the statue in that spot. But you can't even see the paint. It was a lot bigger than that. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there.
Objection!
But when I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner. Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally? Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it to that distance. In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why that statue was moved that night? Can you do it, Nick? No. It took me 20 minutes just to get here. Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it? Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you're prepared with your answer. Now then, who was the one that moved the golden statue on the night of the crime? Well, it was Adrian. Or are they saying who moved it back? Oh, shit. I should have saved. Adrian was really dicey, so I kind of just want to say Adrian again. She was so weird. It's either Adrian or Luke. Those are the only options, I think. What do you think, Mr. Godot? I was wrong. A man should be able to answer his own questions. That's what I think. Right now, I'm busy trying to come up with 2 answers of my own. I was wrong. Why is coffee black? And why is it bitter? Mr. Wright, to put it simply, you've messed up. What are you doing, Nick? Help me! You need to think about why that statue was moved. The good thing about when everyone chews me out is that it gives me time to think. Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you're prepared. Okay, so then it was him. Oh, I didn't get penalized. So then it was Luke, to make it look like it was 1 a.m. or whatever. The one who moved the statue is none other than Luke Atmey. Come now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again on one of your strange delusions. Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions? It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night. That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue? The reason for moving the golden statue. Here's where our battle really begins. Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue? The reason can be found here in this photograph. Luke Atmey, you pretended to be mask to mask to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like cheap film at a drugstore. I gotta save because I don't know where to go from here. That is why you had to move the statue. A single fatal flaw? Interesting theory. Please enlighten us. Just where in this picture does this lie exist? Is it the box? Is it the box not having any paint on it? Or is it the mask because his fucking nose wouldn't fit in there? The lie is mask to mask. Are you saying that this mask to mask is a fake? Huh. You know, I really wish you would start acting more responsibly. Huh? The current question is, why was the golden statue moved? So what possible connection could there be with mask-to-mask identity? Oh, buggers. Your face has "oh, buggers" written all over it. That's a penalty for you. God damn it. I was trying to say the box. Would I say the time, maybe? That is why you had to move the statue. Single fatal flaw, interfering theory. Please enlighten us. Is it the timestamp? Naturally, the lie in this photo is the timestamp. What do you mean? I'll tell you exactly what I mean. It was to fake the time, surely. Music stop! On the night in question, Luke Atmey went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lordly Taylor at this time. But what does that have to do with the statue being moved? Remember, if you will, Your Honor, when was this statue placed beside the warehouse door? Well, the statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime, and it was placed there in order to cover up the paint. Exactly. Luke Atmey had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim, and so in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place. What the? Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet. Ah. So on the day of the crime, Mr. Atmey must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. Oh my god. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. I'm figuring this out with everybody else. Because I didn't know. Yeah, saying bugger as an American sounds weird. And that is why Luke Atmey had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in this photo. Gwah! Mr. Atmey, is this true? One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten about this? What's that? The data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime. It's true that the camera had been set up by the Lordly Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data. Mr. Godot, what is the meaning of this? Godot, I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down. Ooh, Judge is kind of sexy when he, like, does his job. My 11th cup. I've promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial. Didn't he just say 16? He just said 16 earlier. Which means I'm still good till the last drop. However, the defense has a very good point. A good point. So what? That's my defense. So what, Your Honor? We are all but travelers on a road of infinite points. I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points. So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. It's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied, which is that it's only a possibility. Someone spiked his coffee for sure. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams. That's very true. No way, don't fall for that, Your Honor. Hey, Mr. Damask. Yes? If there's no funny business in your actions as Master Mask, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy, so let's hear it. Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn. This should be good. I'm in a Maxwell house. I first received the request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box, and Svari. It was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th. It's pretty much all stuff we've heard before, isn't it? Yeah, but we'll find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave. Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time? Svari. Your Honor, I suggest we do a CVS heist. A heist at CVS. You were asked to guard the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews, is that right? Indeed, it seemed that they had heard of my sparkling reputation. I see Miss Andrews is still attracting the weirdos. You better watch out too, Maya. The urn was placed in a box in Svari. It was then sent to the warehouse. You mean this box? Yes, that pathetic box. Lady Andrews was especially taken with that urn. She wouldn't let anyone enter the storeroom, not even me. Huh, interesting new tidbit. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself till the day of the crime. So you're sure that you had never seen the urn before? Indeed, you may ask Lady Andrews to confirm for yourself. My security was focused entirely on the entrance to that warehouse. However, I, Luke Atmey, let no informant whatsoever slip through my fingers. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. You mean this calling card? That's right. That is, without a doubt, my calling card. I guess Mr. DeLite didn't make this after all. Of course. Because Atmey knew about the emblem. Making this card authentic would have been child's play for him. Then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. Don't they have, like, guns? He goes up trying to, like, square up with the security guard. They could just, like, tase him. I don't know. Then no one entered the basement warehouse? Unfortunately, there were many different treasures being taken there. Thus, for a period of approximately 5 days, people were indeed going in and out of the warehouse. Last I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th. And this is the photo that proves that, huh? Indeed, to be honest, even if a photo was taken, I didn't think it would matter terribly much. Hey Nick, if this photo is a fake, Detective Atmey might have stolen the urn whenever this was taken. That's true. You know, he's been saying that he never saw the urn until that night. If we can prove that he's lying there, we can wrap this up and put a bow on it. To take a good hard look at the court record. Could it be the promotional photo? There's only one thing we need to prove in this cross-examination, that he took this photo well before the actual night of the crime. He had never seen the urn. There was like a whole promotional photo. I gotta save again because I don't know. I'm just gonna start bullshitting. I'm just gonna start bullshitting. Okay. Screw you. Fine. I can't remember when Adrian said she dropped the urn because there's no paint on the box and that's really pissing me off. Has pink paint stains on it when Adrian dropped the urns box 2 weeks ago. Kept it out of sight. But he said he started working there 2 weeks ago. Can I use the urn? Ugh. This is one of those things where, like, I know I'm on the right track, but I don't know where to... Held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th. What if I present it here? Or maybe the box? Dude! This game gets on my nerves sometimes. Because, like, I know what I'm trying to say, but I don't know what the specific right thing they want me to say is. What if I go back and press him again? So you're sure you've never seen the urn before? Indeed. You may ask Lady Andrews to confirm for yourself. My security was focused entirely on the entrance to the warehouse. However, I, Luke Atmey, let no information whatsoever slip through my fingers. Judge is loading his gun. He's like, you're wrong. Can I present the paint marks? I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. So which one do I have to present on? Is it this one? Oh, hi, Stormy! Yeah, I've been playing the series for the first time this year. I started back in April, and now we're on the third game. Now we're on the third one of the original trilogy. He said he started working there 2 weeks ago, though. Oh my god. Chat, I might need a little nudge in the right direction. Can I? Okay, here's the question I'm gonna ask. Do I present on this statement, or do I present on the last statement? Because I can't decide. Because in both of them, he says I saw it for the first time on the day of the crime. I need help. I'm stuck. I think this one works. You might want to reread some of the evidence. Okay. Got it. Because, like, the evidence for this one says 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, that's when he started working there. So you can present on the last statement. Does that mean... Oh, it's either. Okay. Oh, okay. Found in the shadow of Atmey face statue. Looks like it was torn off some clothing. Photo store entrance taken. I tried presenting this already, didn't work. Sent before a heist, the emblem is top secret. Carried in the basement warehouse the day of the crime, moved again that night. I don't know, dude. I presented the urn box, I presented the paint marks, I presented this, the urn. None of that worked. Could it be the emblem because it was found in the shadow of the statue? I don't know. Oh, it's a buzzer. Maybe the brooch? Y'all, I'm stuck. I literally don't understand what's happening. I was not able to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I already tried the exhibit poster. That didn't work. I don't know. There's a piece of evidence that allows you to check even though it looks like it wouldn't have more information. Oh, is it the calling card? To security at Lordly Taylor becoming to purloin the most priceless work of art on display in your Treasures of Crane exhibit. Take good care of it. Oh! Thank you. I would have been here another like 5 hours. That's a piece of evidence we got literally 2 months ago. Everything that happened on streams 2 months ago, even if it was last week, I forgot it. Yeah, we haven't played that part of the case before Dragon Age, before Until Dawn, before Life is Strange. Mr. Atmey, if you really are Mask to Mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct? But of course. Is there a problem with that calling card? Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Mask to Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Now the speckled here surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn. Yes, that's true, but so what? Truth be told, there is no way that Mask to Mask could have known about this pattern. What do you mean? This pink spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains. Paint stains. And these stains did not disappear until after the urn had been taken to Lordly Taylor. I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trite. The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error, or should I say an error-prone human. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn. Ugh. You can't be serious. And yet this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means Detective Atmey had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. Whoa! And because this photo is a fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water. I don't remember anything. Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself? All right, that did it. He's broken. Nick, I think it's still a little early for a victory pose. Huh? It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days. Okay, boomer. Conviction, you say? Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was masked to mask. And now we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle? That's a good point. No way! Don't fall for that too, Your Honor. You say that Luke Atmey was the one who killed Kane Bullard. Then let me ask you this. Why would he do that? An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright. Motive. Might you, my merry murderous motive manifest? Nick, he's getting a second wind. If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Ron DeLite, as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for murder. The only one with any motive we've seen is Ron DeLite. Isn't that right, Detective? Indeed. According to my own research, the boy's motive is clear. Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defendant's motives were. I don't know. I can feel my brain stopping. Doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance. Okay. Since this is a new testimony, I think I'm going to stop here. My brain's melting a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I'm starting to get confused. I'm starting to get a little confused and a little irritated. So I think I'm going to stop here. This seems like a decent point because then we'll get a new testimony and we can go through it again. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. It's okay, bestie. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. It was still really fun. I am playing this again on Sunday, so it shouldn't be so long between streams that I'm confused. So I think it'll be fine. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I think we'll be much better once we start a new case and we don't have to remember months old. Yeah, that'll help a lot. That'll help a lot. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you had lots of fun. My other playthroughs, or my other gameplays of playing through the Phoenix Wright games and any other game are on my gaming channel, which is littlesiha Gaming. They all have playlists that are in order if you want to binge them from the beginning. So those are there. And that's that. And thank you for watching. I appreciate it.